Good afternoon, everyone. So finally, I'm live. It took some time. I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Is AV clear? Hi, Karan. Hi, Puneet. All clear. Great. Yeah. So there was some. The weather was bad from morning, so internet was not working in the institute. So we got it somehow installed in just one room, and therefore we are having class today. Otherwise, it might have been cancelled. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon. So all set. I'm sure you must be waiting for me. Sorry for 10 minutes late. Shall we begin the class today? So we had planned a class yesterday, but then there were a lot of people who were saying, "Yes, Karan, I'll hear from you." So there were a lot of people who were saying that the particular timing was not suitable, and then there were other timings were not suitable. So we thought of starting it a bit early today, and maybe yeah, it's raining. It's raining. Yes, Puneet, it's raining. It was raining actually since morning, and now it's good. Yeah, it's good otherwise, but not for the class. Yes, Karan, you were saying something. You said before the class, so I have to start the class now. Two PDFs on Classroom. We are able to view it, but not able to download. Could you please send it on email? Sure, Karan, I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll send you it on email. No problem. I'll send it to all after the class. Good. So you remember last time we had started discussing about nonlinear pricing, and we also solved a problem. But I think there were a lot of people who were saying that we want to do it again. It was not clear, and yeah, so a practice was required. So that's why I thought we would begin a bit early. We would also discuss the problem again, and then we will take it forward. So the problem that was related to that we were discussing the last class, towards the end of the class, was related to nonlinear pricing. And in nonlinear pricing, we were looking to solve a problem where we have quantity discounts. Remember the quantity discounts? And there we were looking at the quantity discounts in this form. So if there is a particular price which is charged for a particular product units, then after say X units, the price which would be charged would be low. Okay, so after that there would be given a discount because, and the whole reason for these discounts we discussed in the last class was because customers don't value every product at the same price. Okay, so if you are going into the retail store and you are going to buy a soap for your home, so you know that if you buy one soap, it certainly would run for 15-20 days or 1 month's time. So as for now, you'd need only one soap, and it is suppose available for 50 rupees. Afternoon Prapti, 50 rupees. Now you have to buy, no, the guy says, okay, why don't you buy another one? You say, okay, I can buy another one, but I won't buy it at 50 because I don't need it immediately. My need is not exactly of the same volume as it was earlier. So my need is now not that important now, pertinent. So he would say, okay, then take the other soap for 29. Earlier was 30, so take it for 29. You may say, no, 39 is more. So you would say, okay, take it for 28. So you say, okay, so 28 or 27, whatever. So you say, okay, I'll take the second one at 27. You would say, okay, take another one for 25 or 22. You say, okay, I'll take the third one for 22. I say, okay, take the fourth one for just 10 rupees. I say, okay, in any case, I may not get similar kind of offer in future. And in any case, I have to use it. The other soaps will also be getting used. You say, okay, I'll take the fourth one for 10 rupees. Yeah, you don't value it exactly the same at 30 rupees, all the four units. And that is why the customer are given quantity discount. For them, it is good that they have their inventory is getting used quickly. They don't have to keep the inventory for long, so they can sell new inventory to new set of people, so of course if the cost is less than what they are selling the product for, the cost is 8 rupees, 9 rupees. So they are at least making some profit. So this is the whole reasoning why customers are given quantity discounts. Okay, because customers don't value it at the same the next unit at the same price. Now let's take an example. Okay, we solved an example from the book, and we will take another example now. Let's create an example and the data set, and then try to solve it. Let's create from a kind of example of the product that we all might be buying, maybe more than 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, and then see how we can solve it using a model which was can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me? Yes, can you see me? Then why I'm getting call from Sangeeta? Just a second, let me take this call. Yeah, hi Sangeeta, it's working, the class is on. Yeah, class is up. So, yeah, okay. Yeah. No, I told 10 minutes, so we within 10 minutes we were up. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. We'll see. Okay, thank you, Sangeeta. Okay, thank you. Yeah, hi guys. It was Sangeeta, so I think she had sent a message that the class will be almost half an hour delay. Started at 10 to 10. Good. So let's try to create a scenario. So suppose we go and buy a product. So what kind of product we can take? My example could be suppose you go and buy. Amit, later. Let's come to those questions after a while. Gym fees. Puneet, gym fees would be more of two-part tariff or those kind of things. So gym won't be a good option for this kind of product for quantity discount. Let's food combos. More examples. Toothpaste. Yeah, toothpaste could be a good decent example. Okay, in front of me there is a there is a flour base and flour bars, and there are some flowers inside. So let's take flour sticks as an example. Okay, it's in front of me. Let's take flour sticks as an example. Okay, so you go into the market and you see there are flour sticks available in the market, and you ask that guy, okay, for how much are these flour sticks for? So this guy says, yeah, it's for 50 rupees. Okay, suppose it's for 50 rupees. So you say, okay, 50 is too much, and then you start bargaining, and that's happened. 50 too is much. Basically, don't value that plastic for 50 rupees probably. You say, okay, maybe around 25. I can pay you 25 or maybe 30, not more than that. He says, no problem. You take 5. You take 5 and you pay me only 200 rupees. You take 5 and pay me 200 instead of 250. At 50, you take 5. That's how they work. I said, okay, I can take 5, but I won't pay you more than 150 or maybe 120 or something. 150, not more than 200, not more than 150, not at 200. He says, now he starts saying, okay, maybe not 200, then can you hear me? Yeah, hear me and see me. You can. Sorry, I keep asking. So okay, great. So Ritesh, just refresh your comp and it should work. Now think about it. Now 150 pay, you would say no. I won't go above that. He would say, okay, pay me 5 rupees less or so, but not less than that. Maximum 190, but I won't go less than that. However, you may pay me say 250 for 10. You may take 10 for 250, or maybe he begin with 280 or 2 something, 270, or you can say. So 200 पे 5, he may say 250 पे 10 or 280 पे 10. आप 10 ले जाइए for 280. Now you start thinking 280 for 10. Still it's high. You would say no, that's too much. For 5, I was saying 150, but for 10, I would go further down. 250 is the max I will pay for 10. You understand? So he may agree. Okay, take 10 for 250. You are happy that because 250 में 10 लिया तो एक तो 25 में ही पड़ा. So that's exactly the same thing which you started. He said 50, you said 35. He said 50, you said 25. He's happy because he could sell 10 at one go at 2, and his price might be 10 or 15 rupees. So if his if cost is 10 or 15 rupees, and he's able to sell in one go 10 sticks for 250, he's happy. You are also happy. So you saw with the quantity discount, yeah, he won't sell it below cost, Raghu. He won't sell it below cost. Margins are low, but then volumes are high. Now if he has to get maximum sold also, he won't sell it below cost. Only thing is that he may lower his margin. And of course, 50 rupees was overpriced. So he charged it a little higher because he wanted to sell more. So he may not be doing it, guys. In reality, he may not be doing it consciously. He even doesn't know the models, but he knows that people would take 50 might be a little high. But when I give them discounts for more units they buy, people may go for more units because the value they give to 1, 2, 3 is less. So they may not go for one. There is a risk that if you would just want one price or one product or one unit, for them it would be a high cost. He may not go for that particular one unit. But there are certain set of people, customers, who may value this one stick also at 50 rupees or maybe 45, 40, and he may lower his price that much. Okay, so this is a particular segment of people who value this first unit not more than 30 rupees. Now let's try to make this and find out the appropriate price for this guy. If he wants to sell 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 units, and see where it stops and what should be the price he charges high for per unit and then low. So maybe, and then there is a cutoff till that price, till that units, he would charge high, and after that he would charge low. So overall it would be low, but then he would continuously charge 50 rupees for say 2 or 3 units. So 2 are for 100, 3 are for 150, but fourth you can get it for 180. 5 you can get it for, that's what he was saying, 200. Okay, so let's try to create this one. Let's try to create this one, and I'm opening the Excel. There's no Excel sheet from book, but this is a new Excel you can open. A new Excel sheet you can open. I'll share the screen. Just give me a minute. I'm sharing the screen. Yeah, share. Okay, the screen is shared. By the way, there is no presentation today. We would be again working with problems. We'll discuss those problems, create those problems. For example, this problem we created, and this is almost close to reality. This can happen in retail store where you're buying similar products. Now, suppose I look for value that customer gives to a number of units of say flour sticks that customer is going to buy. Okay. So the product is flour sticks, a number of units that customer is going to buy. Suppose they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 10. Okay, so up to 10 suppose. And the value that customer gives to the first one, suppose he would say, I won't buy, suppose we can say he won't buy it for 30. Let me delete this value from here and write it here. He would say, I won't buy it for 30, but the first one I would buy for, okay, some issue. Why it is not getting clicked? The first one I would buy for say 28. Second one, the value won't be 28. The price that I'm willing to pay, we can say let it be the price that I'm willing to pay. Price that I'm willing to pay. pay is not 28, say 26. This is like you are talking to the customer. So third unit, if you want to buy, we were talking about that example. We discussed that example of soaps. Third one I would buy for 24. Fourth one I would buy for 22. Fifth one I'm buying for 20. I'm using this because this is we are still going for linear curve. So that's why linearly we're going down. 18, 16, 14, 12, and 10. Okay, so this is what when you're talking to a customer and he would say the first one unit I would buy for 30, second unit I would buy for 28, second 30 पे कोई नहीं खरीदूंगा, second 28, first 28, second 26, third 24, and etc. And you can create the curve accordingly. You remember that P and Q, and if you take P is equal to 28, Q will be 1, P 26, Q will be 2, and you can create your curve. But the value that customer give to each of those units, remember this was another concept we discussed last time. The value that customer give for each unit is actually the mid value of between the two prices for that n unit and n minus 1 unit. Basically what I'm saying, 30 pay he is not going to buy any of those products, and 28 pay he's saying I'll buy one. So the value that customer give to this particular one unit is greater than 28 and it is less than 30. This thing you understood, right? I'm sure this you understood. Because the value is greater than 28, therefore he is greater than or equal to 28. Let's be greater than or equal to 28. That's why he is willing to buy it at 28. And the value actually is less than 30 because at 30 he is not going to buy any of those. So a good approximation of the value between these two prices, 28 and 30, is actually the mid value, 29. Okay, so this is a assumption we are taking, but this is a good assumption because researchers have found that the good approximation for value between two prices is actually the midpoint. Similarly, for the value for second unit, which customer is going to buy, is between 26 and 28, and let that to be 27. And similarly, you can go down for the value up to the 10th unit. So it is the mid value. Yeah. Okay, good. So far so good. Now you have the value for individual units. Now let's go for cumulative units because the customer is going to buy more than one unit. So this is for second unit, this is for third unit, fourth unit, not for 2 units, 3 units, 4 units. So you have to add them. The first value to आप directly लिख लीजिए 29. For 2 units, the cumulative value will be the sum of first plus the next. Similarly, for this one, it will be equal to, rather than dragging down, I'm writing one more. Third unit के लिए हो जाएगा the value for 2 units plus the third one. Clear? And then you can drag them. So here is the value that you're giving to different units: 29, 56, 81, 104, etc., etc. Okay, so these are the values that you give to different units. So far so good? No, it's not the price of all the units. It was the individual units, and therefore this. Now you have to decide a price. Now you have to decide two prices. So one would be your high price, another would be your low price, and third one will be your cutoff. Basically, the cutoff could be second unit itself. So if the cutoff is say fourth unit, that means till fourth units you will charge high price. In our example, suppose your price was 50, so you will charge 50, 50, 50, 50 till 4 units. And after that, if the low price is say 20, you would charge every next unit for 20, 20, 20. Okay, so let's take a high price, say 50, and low price to be 20. That means I would use a formula to write the price here. I will use a formula to write the price here, but actually, if you understand, it means the first unit, 1 unit will be priced at 50, 2 units will be priced at 100, 3 units will be priced at 150, fourth unit will be priced at 200, 5 units will be priced at 220. Similarly, 6 units will be priced at 240. I'm going to use the formula, but before using the formula, I'm writing them as the values, taking these as the inputs, where high price is 50. So till 4 units, we are charging every unit 50, 50, 50, 50. After 4 units, after four flour sticks, the fifth flour sticks, we are charging 20, 20, etc., etc. Clear? Got it? Good. Okay. So let's now write the formula. Instead of writing them as in this form, we are going to write the formula. And the formula says if, with a condition, if your number of units, if your number of units are less than the cutoff, till cutoff, and we freeze cutoff because cutoff is not going to change. So if your number of units is less than equal to cutoff, till cutoff, please use the formula. What is the formula? F4, freeze it, high price into number of units. That's why 50, number of units 2 हुए तो 50 into 2 100, number of units 3 हुए तो 50 into 3 150. Just so if it is till cutoff, then you use the formula high price into number of units. Otherwise, if it has crossed, say if now there are 5 units, so for 5 units, what you are doing, till 4 you charge high price. So till 4 you charge high price, matlab high price F4 into 4 till 4, which is cutoff. Till cutoff J1 you charge high price plus for rest of the units you charge low price. So low price H2 F4 into bracket rest of the units. Rest of units क्या आएंगे? Number of units minus the cutoff. And this is our formula. I'll explain it again. Think. So what we are doing, if the number of units is less than equal to cutoff, till cutoff we are going to just charge high price. So therefore we are just writing high price into number of units. If it is 1, so high price into 1. If it is 2, high price into 2. If it's 3, high price into 3. If it's 4, high price into 4. If it is 5, then what you do, then till 4 you charge high price. So therefore 50 H1 into J1. Please use the reference. Don't write 4, 50, 20. If you do that, it won't give you the right answer. So H1 into J1, which is high price till unit cutoff, plus rest of the units. So if there are 5 minus 4, which is equal to 1. For 1 extra unit, please charge a low price. Enter. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Yes, for all. Okay, if there is an issue, I'll use that freeze. I'll show you again. I'll show you again, guys. Let's not use any freezing first. And let's do one more thing. Let me write cutoff here. And what I do, I go to formulas and create from selection so that you understand that this is high price, low price, etc. Okay, good. So now I'm writing it again. Is equal to, I'll take 1 minute for others. Sorry if you have already understood. If the number of units, C5 is number of units, is less than equal to cutoff. If it is till cutoff, then till cutoff, you just give me the value which is high price into cutoff, into number of units, ठीक हो गया? So till cutoff, you just multiply high price into number of units. For rest of, if the number of units are more than cutoff, so 5, 6, 7, then what you do? Till cutoff charge high price, after cutoff charge low price. यही तो है ना? Till cutoff charge high price. So till cutoff must charge high price means high price into cutoff, which is 4, plus low price now into number of units में से minus कर दो the cutoff. Subtract the cutoff from the number of units. For them, low price. Is it clear now? Yes. Shortcut for Neha, shortcut for freeze is F4. You click F4, and if your F4 is something which is not the first choice, then you use function F4. Function F4 or F4. In some of the laptops, it would be just F4. In some of the laptops, it would be function F4. F4, function F4. So we got it. Okay, now we just drag them down. We'll get those values, exactly same values which we were writing it directly. Because here there were only 10 units. If there are more than 10 units, and then you would certainly go for the formula. You should always go for the formula. So 50, 100, 150, 200. After that, 220, 240. So an increment of 50 till 4. After that, an increment of 20, 20, 20, 20. Got it? Now, your surplus for the customer. Surplus is nothing but value, cumulative value minus price. So I take cumulative value minus the price. Negative. So it is always negative in this case. So we're getting it negative in all the cases. To make it positive so that you understand better, however, with the negative also, to make it positive, so let me change the high price. I'm changing it, the high price to be, say, 40. Let me see if 40 gives me some positive value. Still not giving me any positive value. Let me change it to, say, 30. Okay, with 30 also I'm not getting any value. Let me change the low price to be 10. Sorry, guys. So now we are getting positive value. Now we can increase my high price to, say, 35. Only one value, say 34. You can work with 50 also, guys. I just wanted to see, because for you to understand, I am changing the high price and low price so that I get some positive value. Now here we got 3 positive values and the maximum surplus is 4. What we are saying, the customer will go for this option because he is getting maximum surplus here. This was the assumption we made earlier also, that the customer is going to buy a product only when there is positive surplus, and that too, that option which has the maximum positive surplus, which is 4. I changed high price and low price just to get some positive value, because that actually helped me to get to explain the things better. Earlier I had written 50 and 20. इसमें भी हम ट्राई कर सकते हैं, कट ऑफ को 2 कर दें. Are we getting some values? No, still नहीं. So maybe कट ऑफ को 3 कर दें और हाई प्राइस को 40 कर दें. Still not. So low price को 10 कर देता हूँ. Yeah, we're getting some values. Okay, I have taken high price as 40, low price as 10, and cutoff as 3. Okay, so I'm getting some positive values. I'm sorry for this confusion, but this actually I did it just to ensure that we have some positive values. Now, what you need to go for is the maximum surplus. And therefore, what is the sale? If the cost is 8 rupees, so that's why low price is also more than the cost. So the cost is, say, 8 rupees, or we can make it little less, say 5 rupees. The cost ज़्यादा होता नहीं है इनका. Plastics का suppose 5 rupees. Then what would be our profit? and we will go and maximize our profit. So the maximum surplus is nothing but maximum of max function, maximum for all the values. I know it is 10, but use the formula. Maximum surplus is max of all the surplus, which is 10. Now you want to see what was the sale number of units. Basically, you want the value as 10 units because 10 was the maximum surplus. And when was it? When you buy 10 units. So the customer is going to buy 10 units. So let me write using the formula. You remember the formula? What was the formula? Formula was match. I hope you remember match function. Match function, you use the match function and match where is this 10? And where is this maximum surplus 10? In the range, same range. In the range of surpluses. Means what is the position of this 10? First, second, third, or fourth. And that actually is nothing but the number of units. Comma, false. Exact match. I got sale also 10. So number of units which will be sold is 10. I explain it again. Okay. I'll go back. I'm sure you would be clear with till surplus. And a price formula I had explained. Till surplus you are clear. Then I said I changed the values high price, low price, cutoff, etc. just to make sure that we have some positive surplus because it's easy to understand that. We did that because in any case we started with the random values. Now out of these all surplus, the maximum surplus, how do you find out? Using the formula max. Max means maximum of all the surpluses. Now I'd want to know when was this maximum surplus, means for how many units. Actually we can see from here the number of units was 10, but using the formula I want to see it using match. So the formula is match. You match I5 within this array from where you got this maximum surplus. What it will do, it will see the position of this maximum surplus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it gave me the answer 10. That the position was 10. That's it. Now the profit is, this is basically sale, or you can also say quantity. Quantity demanded, demand, sale or demand. Okay, and my profit is nothing but demand into price minus cost. Demand into price minus cost. So before profit, actually I should know the price also. And the price of 10 units was, what was price of 10 units? It was 190. So 40, 80, 120, 130, and then 140, 150, 160, 190 was the price. So I need 190. For this 10, I use the formula called VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP, and please understand VLOOKUP again. We have done it earlier, and I'm sure now you are pretty clear and comfortable with these formulas. VLOOKUP for this 10. VLOOKUP for this 10, this particular 10. We want to see for this 10, what is the price? For this demand, what was the price? For this 10 in what? In all these units. You can start with, all these cells. Start with units up to price. Up to this. You find out this 10. And now what will happen? This 10, demand 10 will match with this particular 10. It generally does it in the first column. तो वहां पे 10 के साथ मैच किया. I want the value from the first, second, third, fourth, fifth column. So I will write 5. The return value I am looking for is in fifth column. So it matches this 10 with this particular 10 units in the first column, and then returns what is the corresponding value in the fifth column, 190. Exactly. How do you write exactly? Comma false. Exactly. So I will get the value 190. Clear till now? So let me complete and then I will check it again and then I'll run it again. Now I am interested in profit. So profit is nothing but equal to demand multiplied by price. Okay. Now this, actually I'm sorry, the demand को multiply नहीं करेंगे price के साथ because it is already the price for 10 units. So I will directly write price equal to price, because this price is for 10 units, minus demand into cost. For cost I need to multiply. and the cost is per unit 5. Cost is same. Assumption is cost is same. So demand into cost. So the profit is 140. Okay, the profit is 140. As a store, I want to maximize this profit by finding the right high price, the right low price, and the right cutoff. These were before I run the solver. Let me check with your queries. Okay. Please show the formula on the price column. I'm getting different values, probably the brackets to the right. Okay, Mahindran, I'll show you the price column. See, and then the price, you can check your high price, low price, and cutoff also. You might not have changed it the way I have changed, but it is basically C5 is less than equal to cutoff, units less than equal to cutoff, then high price into units. Otherwise, high price till cutoff and low price after cutoff. High price till cutoff, low price after cutoff. More issues if you have, please tell me, let me know. Anything before we run the solver, or shall we run the solver and then we'll see again? Okay, so let me run the solver. If you're not getting any issue, then let's go to solver. We go to data, we go to solver. In solver, I have to maximize. Yeah, it maximize my profit. So profit cell is this one, J8, sorry, J8 is my profit cell. By changing the variable cells, 3 high price, low price, cutoff. H1, H1 to H3, basically high price, low price, cutoff. And there are certain constraints. For example, let's say on cutoff, cutoff should be an integer first. And you drop down, you would see int. And cutoff should be integer. And cutoff has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it has to be integer. It cannot be a decimal value. That's the first thing. Second, cutoff should be less than equal to 10. And the maximum number of units that we are working with is 10 for cutoff. Add, and cutoff should be greater than equal to, greater than equal to 1. Greater than equal to 1. Maximum, minimum 1 and maximum 10. So we have all the constraints for cutoff. Now let's see high price. We know we should have a high price, because we have used here if conditional functions. So we would be going for evolutionary, and for evolutionary we must have bounds for our changing cells, changing variables. So high price, low price, both of them, you can say cannot be more than 100. So 100 is something you cannot sell more than 100 any flower petal. So let's take randomly, though it's randomly, but it makes sense that there is a high bound. So let's take that after 100 you cannot go beyond 100. Add, and they should be greater than, you can always take, say, your cost. So I don't want to lose on cost, so I want that at least I should sell at cost. Add. Are they clear now? So I have taken solver maximizing my profit by changing 3 variable cells, which are high price, low price, cutoff. High price and low price are between 5 and 100. 5 because that's my cost, 100 because 100 is other value, there won't be anybody who's giving to my flower petal. Cutoff has to be between 1 and 10, and cutoff is an integer. And you change the formula, the method to evolutionary, and solve it. Till the time it is running, because it will take 3-4 minutes. Let me see if anybody has an issue. I do that, Alok. I'll do that after this class. I will share the Excel. And I'm sure most of you would be doing it. The surplus formula, Mahindran, the surplus formula, I can't show it right here, but basically surplus is nothing but the difference between cumulative value and price. Cumulative minus price. And maximum surplus is maximum of all these surpluses. Maximum of all these surpluses. So like last slide, do we need to do any changes in options of solver? Lakshay, you can do it, but actually I showed you because solver solves many complicated problems also. This is pretty simple problem in any the one which we are doing. So you don't have to. But if there are complex problems which run for long time, because solver may run for 1 hour, 2 hours also. In that case, you may have to change this. But here we don't need. Automatically, we should get the answer. Amit, cumulative because you are not buying the unit separately. You are actually going to buy them together. So when you're buying, say, 4 units, so you would be buying 4. So you have to find the value of those 4 units. You getting me? So when you're buying 5 units, you're going to buy it for 5. Find the value for those 5 units cumulatively. That's why. That's the reason we are going for cumulative value. Otherwise, it was only individual values for different units that we are taking. Individual. But here, when somebody is buying, they are buying the cumulative products. More issues. Have you run the solver, guys? Are you running the solver? I hope you guys are also doing it. Most of you, not yet. Okay, you great. Okay, and we got the answer. Not this one. This one. We got the answer here. And it has touched my high prices. It has touched. Sorry, where is that Excel? The high price has actually touched 100. So it doesn't want me to sell. Okay, it wants me to sell first 2 units at 100. After that, decrease the price to 8. So first is available for 100, second is available for 200, third is only 208, 217, 226, 235, 244. Okay. But actually the maximum surplus is negative. The customer won't be buying it. So we have to give a condition. Let me try to do it with the condition. Let me do it. If maximum of this is positive, then give me max. I'll explain you. Let's just try to let me do it again. Max, then give me max. Otherwise, give me 0. There's no maximum surplus. So it is 0. Sale again, match only when that is 0. If maximum surplus is greater than 0, then you match. Otherwise, give me no sale, 0. No sale. Price again, we look up. So price again won't be there. So price would be equal to only when if there is a sale which is greater than 0, then you look for VLOOKUP. Otherwise, you say there is no price, so 0 again, because we are not making any profit. So profit will be K5 minus A. Now let me run it again. Will it work? See, I got the issue that this makes a little sense, Lakshay. If you started with some other values. So I got again because I don't know why it was giving me some problem. Maybe the assumptions that we have taken, etc., they are a bit different, or I should try it a little more, some different values or so. But maybe because I have written that, okay, give me maximum surplus even if it's negative, and it has given me maximum surplus negative. But we want a maximum surplus which is positive. So we want to maximize the profit, but we want a maximum surplus which is positive. That's why I have just changed the formula. Let me run it and then I show it again. There's no screen because you can see me. Hello, you can see me, right? I'm not showing anything because there's nothing happening. It's solver which is running here. Solver that is running here. You can't see me, as you can see me, right? I have stopped. So I just wanted to talk to you that if we just a minute, if we it's stopping here. Yeah. Yeah, it is given me some different value now. Exactly those which was given by. Let me share the screen again. Share the screen now. So it is exactly the same values which who got. Let me say Lakshya got. So those values I've got. Now you see it is saying keep the high price as 38, 38, and low price as 8, and cutoff is 4. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. At least surplus is positive for the 10 units which surplus is positive. You're getting the profit of 150. Yeah, and the price is around 200. So you are charging a price of 200 for 10 plastics. It says you charge one plastics for 38, second also for 38, third also 38, fourth also 38. After that you start increasing with 8. So basically when customer is saying I will go for 5 for 150, you can actually charge him 160 for 5. You can push him for 160, or you can begin with like same thing, like I would go for 5 only. So because it's for 38 is approximately 190, you can say I can give you a discount of 10, 180. And similarly you would keep on doing it till you go for 10 units for only 200. So for customer it's a good deal, because for 5 units he was saying 130 or 150, and for 10 he is getting 200. So he may go for 200 for 10, right? And one otherwise was 38. So 38 into 10 is 380. Now I'll explain you what was the issue that was there in my formula. In my formula, I was not using a condition that I'm going to go for maximum surplus only when maximum surplus is positive. And therefore, even though using different values of high price, low price cutoff, I got a positive surplus. But as soon as I run the solver and solver finds a value which is giving me the maximum profit within my bound, but the maximum surplus was negative. So what I am saying now, if maximum surplus is greater than 0, this is what I am changing now. If maximum of all the surplus is greater than 0, which is positive, then give me maximum surplus, otherwise give me no surplus, which is 0. Okay, don't give me negative 1. So there is no surplus. Then next, if this maximum surplus is positive, then find out where it is, which position, match. Otherwise again there is no demand. When there is no demand, price is also, again you are running if ke saath. If demand is greater than 0, if there is actually demand, then you find out what was the price for that demand. Otherwise there is no price because the demand is 0. And when you go for demand into price minus cost, automatically it will be happening only when there is a demand. If demand is 0, profit is also 0. Are you getting me? I'll summarize it again once. So surplus is not negative now. You others guys, are you getting it? Shall I do it again? Show it again? Yeah, great. Yes. Okay. So yes, I will explain it fully again, the whole formula. And in the meantime, demand ka formula dekh lo, Mahindran. You were asking for demand formula. You can see the demand formula. I'll show you again what I have done, and I will summarize it. So what I was doing it, actually, I was trying to find an appropriate price, actually 2 prices for my flour sticks. Okay, now there those 2 prices actually is not for a particular unit ki 5 ke liye ye, 10 ke liye aisa nahi. 2 prices basically till a cutoff I would be charging high price for each unit, a particular price for each unit, and after cutoff I'll start giving discounts, and therefore I would be charging low price for rest of the units. Okay, that is what my question was. Now, why I was doing it? Because the value that customer give to my plastics is decreasing as they buy more units. For the first unit, they were saying I would be willing to buy the first unit for 28, second unit at 26, 24, 22, 20, etc., which is linear. I have purposefully taken it linear. The value which is for the first unit is between 30, for which he's not going to buy anything, and 28. The most best appropriation is the mid value, 29, 27, 25, 23. Mid value is between these two prices. So 14 and 16, mid value is 15. So cumulative value for number of units 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. is just keep on adding them. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. I added them. So these are the value that customer is giving to 2 units up to 10 unit. Now randomly I charged prices of certain values 40, 10, etc. and cutoff I took randomly. And therefore using the formula that if the number of units is less than equal to cutoff, till cutoff you charge high price for every unit. So if there are, and let me go for say 2 units ke liye formula. So if there are 2 units, you just go for high price into 2 units. So high price is 37.9, which is 38. So 38 into 2, 76, almost 76. If it is 6 units, which is more than cutoff, then what you do? Till 4 units, you charge high price. So high price into cutoff, Till 4 units, you charge high price. For other 2 units, which is nothing but C10 minus cutoff, which is nothing but 6 minus 4, which is 2. So for rest of the 2 units, you charge low price. So ये ऐसे हो गया. So 138 into 4 plus 8 plus 8. So 167 आ गया. Now you subtract cumulative value into price, cumulative value and price difference ले लो. That is surplus, negative surplus or positive surplus. Positive only when the value is more than the price. Out of those, all the positive surplus, I just want the maximum surplus, only which are positive surplus. So what you do, you say if the maximum is positive, then give me maximum. Otherwise, just give me 0. I am not interested in negative surpluses. So if maximum of all these is greater than 0, please give me maximum value, return me maximum value, otherwise 0. And similarly, sale or demand is if the maximum surplus is greater than 0, then only you start matching it with which value, where is that value, the order of that value. If the maximum surplus is greater than 0. So I chose maximum surplus greater than 0, then match this maximum surplus within this array. Where does it exist? So last one. Otherwise, give me 0. And lastly, price के लिए formula, if again demand is there, if demand is positive, then we look up for this demand in the first column here. First column में demand match हुआ, 10 match हुआ, and you give me the value which is in the fifth column price, which is 199.906. So it gave me the value 199.906. Now this is price, cost is 10 into 5, 50. Price minus cost is 149.90. Okay, by using solver we optimized it. We found that our total profit will be around 150 because my cost is around 50 and sale value will be around 200 by charging 37.9 or for 38 rupees for 4 units, first 4 units. So if the person or if a person goes to a store and he says I want to buy plastics, you say I would give you for 38 rupees, he won't buy it. He says what about 5 units? If I buy 5 units, can you give me those 5 units for 100 rupees? I says no, 5 units I can't give you for 100 rupees, I'll give you for 160 or 170. And I'm giving you some discount, 20 rupees discount there, 170. So he says no, I won't do that. I would go for a maximum 110 or 120. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं. He says if you're doing that, I can give you 10 units for just 250 rupees. I was giving you 5 units for 170, but just for 250. He says no, for 10 I would go for only 190 or so. He says okay, take it for 200. I'll take it for 200 and done. So you are benefited because per unit you are getting only it only for 20, 200 for 10. And he is also happy because he is able to get profit of 150. One, agar he would have sold only one, he would have got a profit of 32. Now he's got a profit of 150 and his inventory is also gone. So in a way, it is creating value for both. And I'm getting the maximum value out of this deal. Customer is also happy. Is it clear? Yes, the surplus is difference between how much customer value and the actual price. And it's actual price, not product neha, price. Yeah. I2, sell I2 was cost per unit. So if I was producing this flour stick, for me to create a flour stick, it cost me 5 rupees. That's I2. Difference between PB and price is surplus. Exactly, Puneet. It could be negative, it could be positive. Customers are going to buy and see me, and they would go for that option when there is a maximum surplus. Mahendran, I ran the solver. I'll show you the solver. Okay, I'll show you the solver part. So solver may there were objective function was maximizing profit. Changing variable cells were 3: high price, low price, and the cutoff. Constraints were high price and low price. Both should be less than 100. Should be more than cost, which is 5. Cutoff is an integer. It has to be between 1 and 10. Evolutionary, solve it. Okay, evolutionary, solve it. Yeah. Is it clear, guys? All of you? I hope most of you are now understood. And that's what is happening in a condition where you are going to buy products in more quantity, and there you get these kind of pricing strategy. You know? So this is how you can decide on as a retail store. You can decide on okay, what should be a pricing strategy for 1 versus 10 or versus 5 or so. I can offer. So you know the pricing. This is going to give me the maximum profit. Of course, the more price would also give you maximum more profit. You can bargain it up to that price. No, okay. So now let's get into another kind of interesting problem where instead of, I know Alok, please, you will have to get 7 updated because the issue is 7 does not even have evolutionary. So during 2007, we didn't have an evolutionary. So it will only be able to run till I know your non-linear, but not evolutionary. So this final part, running of solver, will be an issue. Till then, you know the model, you have created the model. Only thing is that you won't be able to run the model. So for that, you would have to get it updated. Okay, Alok. So maybe somebody can help you with cracked version. I should not say that, but of course, most of us still use it. Many of us. So maybe you need to update it to at least one higher version. 7 का नहीं होगा. 7 में evolutionary है ही नहीं है. Yeah, you got the answer. You got the solution. Good. So next, if suppose instead of this particular problem where you are actually what you're doing, you are saying till 4 units you charge 38 rupees. Till 4 units you charge 38 rupees. After 4 units you're going to charge them say 8 rupees. After 4 units you're going to charge them 8 rupees. You say actually you are going to get a high price for 4 units, and after that for every unit you will be charged low price. There's a different formula, different question. It basically means 4 4 units, when we were going for 4 units, so 4 units at 38 rupees, no, 5 units at say 20 rupees, all of them at 20 rupees. Okay, this is a little different strategy. It says earlier what we were saying, till 4 you are still charging high price, you are start charging low price only after 4. Now here it says after 4, after cutoff, every unit, not just those units after 4, but actually every unit gets low price. And this can be represented and shown to a customer into a different way. So when you say, suppose say buy 3 shirts and get 3 shirts free, get 3 shirts free, okay, get 3 shirts free. Basically what you're doing, you are now selling after 3 shirts everything at half price. So till 3 shirts you are charging 1000 rupees, and after 3 shirts, 4 shirts, you're charging say 500 rupees. ना इस तरह से represent कर सकते हो. 4, even 5 at 500 rupees and 6 also at 500 rupees. थोड़ा सा difference है. The difference है because you won't be giving them an offer of 4 or 5. 4 and 5 you won't present to them. You would only directly go for 6. Directly go for 6. So you're charging them less. You're charging them half after a cutoff. And you don't give them offer of 4 and 5 offer. You say 1 shirt 1000, 2 shirt 1000, 3 shirt 1000. And if you buy these 3 shirts, you can get 6 shirts. Your 3 shirts will be free. Okay, you're giving them a discount. If you're buying 3, that's a quantity discount, but you're giving them almost free next 3 shirts. Is actually basically what you're doing. You're selling every shirt for 500 in a way. You're saying every shirt you're selling it for 500 because 500 into 6 is 300. And of course, you're selling them 6 shirts. You're selling them every shirt for 500. Yeah, 500 into 6 is 3000. 506 is 3000. So maybe this strategy is used less as compared to the other strategy which we just discussed, but we can solve it again in Excel, and it's pretty easy because we just have to change the formula. Okay, I'm just going and coming to the same equation, same data set, and there we would be just changing the equation for or the formula for our price. That's it, and we get the solution. I'll explain that. Let me go and share my screen, and we won't take more than 5 minutes. Here we are just going to change the formula for price. And yes, you're right, it is used less often. This kind of formula is used as less often. First sheet was quantity discount, or you can say standard quantity discount. This is also called standard because this is what is the generally used quantity discount. The second is basically is non-standard quantity discount.